Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Now, on today's video is a little bit different than most of my videos because usually before I come to the gym, I have a muscle group picked out that I'm going to be working out. But unfortunately, today it was kind of a last minute thing. I honestly don't know what I'm going to be working out, y'all. So, yeah, follow me as we choose what muscle group to work on. All right, I'll see you on the Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And on today's video, we're going to be hitting back. Now, I honestly don't even know what day it's supposed to be, so I just said fuck it. If I'm feeling good, it's back. Let's go ahead and get this workout started. I'm gonna take a little bit to get ready. Gotta do a few hygienic things here and there, but after that, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the workouts. I'll see you on the inside. All right, y'all. Moving into the first set of the workout, we're gonna be doing lat pulls, and now this is gonna be my second warm up set. And before we get into the talking points today, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this and then get the workout started. Let's keep it going, y'all. All right, and now on this workout, we're gonna be doing 4 sets of 10 until we reach failure. Now, honestly speaking, I feel like you guys kind of get the gist of my workouts. So we're gonna be switching the content up a little bit. Instead of it being just a walk, by, just frame by frame, walking and showing you how to work through the workouts. It's gonna be more so of a talking thing, like where me and you get to relax, chill, have fun. Because at this point, I feel like you got the workout. Now you just have to get in the gym and consistently do the work. And now, one question I have for all of y'all is when you're tired, when you're exhausted, when you don't want to go to the gym, or even fuck the gym, when you don't want to get out of bed, what do you do? Because right now, I'm having kind of like a moral dilemma. Usually, in the past, what I would have done is like the David Goggins mentality, and there's a time and place for that, 110%. But I feel like where I am at in life, the David Goggins mentality got me here, but I'm trying to get further, way further than I am currently. And there's no way that the David Goggins mentality is going to get me there at this point. Right now, I'm actually trying to identify what kind of ideology is going to help me achieve and move forward and find a happiness in life because I'm very stoic in a lot of things, but being stoic takes the taste out of life. And I guess at this point in life, I'm trying to figure out who I want to become, whether it's a trainer, a YouTuber, content creator, or something. I'm honestly not sure at this point in life. So yeah, the David Goggins mentality at this stage does not work. So I've been looking at people like Leo Skepi and those kind of podcasts, kind of open up my mind to things that I haven't been watching before. And honestly speaking, the biggest thing that has helped me out right now has been to stop trying to force everything. Stop trying to essentially David Goggins everything. Because like I said earlier, there's a time and place for that. But unfortunately speaking, you can't do that with everything. Because like for me to you, if I could David Goggins everything in my life, bro, I would be perfect right now. I'd be a 10 out of 10 mentality, this and that and everything. Because I find it easy to force things when I don't want to do things. But I feel like that's been holding me back personally from getting to where I need to go. Yeah. So right now it's just me and you trying to find out where we're trying to go in life, y'all. But enough yapping. Let's go ahead and get into this next set. Also, one thing that I found out is that the way I think about things makes my life a little bit more miserable because instead of just appreciating it for what it is, I tend to overcomplicate it and I tend to say like, oh yeah, that field would be nice, but then all these other things in the way of that field make it to where that field like isn't ideal way to go. Like for me right now, the way I've been actually planning to do it is I've mastered sales to my level. Right now, in the company that I'm working at, I can't be better or be more in my current position because there is no benefit to increasing my level of skill. Now, I've segmented into another point of sales, which is real estate. And my path right now has been wanting to go make money in real estate, go to finish out college, get my college degree, and then go to law school. The issue with law school, though, is they say something like a staggering majority of like 60 to 70% of lawyers quit being a lawyer within 2 years of working because of the hectic life schedule. And that's where my overthinking comes into play, because I'm like, fuck, that level of work, being a lawyer has a certain stage of prestige with it. And just like anybody, you want to make money, you want to have a certain type of social prestige when you're going out, social clout, whatever, right? And but then when you look at the reality of the situation, whether you be a doctor, surgeon, lawyer, anything like that, or people who actually make money, the relationships they have with people are very superficial. Their work-life balance is not there. They're essentially not living life. That is another form of slavery. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my life so that I can, for one, make money and take care of everybody within my family, those loved ones, and then two, be able to live life the way I want to. Because right now, honestly speaking, between me and you, I haven't been living life the way I want to. I've been living life the way I need to. And I need to change that. That way I can get a better, you know, just more flavor out of life, honestly speaking. But yeah, enough yapping. Let's go ahead and get into the first working set. We're going to do 4 sets of 10. Let's keep it going, y'all. You know, but in the past, I used to see the way I think as kind of like a curse in a way, you know? Because I'm like, if I thought about things more simplistically, maybe I wouldn't be so fucked where I am at right now. Uh, and honestly, I don't remember who was the person that told me this, but I was watching a podcast and they said, don't look at the things that make you different as like as bad things. Think about those things that make you different as what makes you unique, right? And instead of getting mad at you being this way, like for me, for example, myself, I overcomplicate things and I tend to think a lot deeper than I probably should. I tend to think 10 years in advance. If I take a certain field, 10 years from now, it'll look like this. And on one point, honestly speaking, that is a weakness, because if you're looking at the future, you're not living in the present. But that it's not necessarily a curse. It could be a blessing if I find out where to apply it. But yeah, sometimes the conversations between me and you will get very real. They might even get very depressing. But that's just the reality of life, and it's okay. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to struggle, whether you're a man or a woman, with all types of struggles. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you need to keep going. Honestly, that's the only thing I probably won't push back away from, and won't try to not David Goggins it, because at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through, as long as you wake up the next day, it's in a way a blessing. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get this second set started. I already moved up the weight as soon as I finished up the first set. And yeah, let's keep it going, y'all. Another set of 10. But yeah, another thing that I've been kind of thinking about, right? Well, that's going to be the whole topic of this podcast today. Essentially, how can you find the things that you label as weaknesses and change them into strengths? For me, it's overthinking. My thing is, how can I take overthinking and take that and make that one of my strengths? And if I can figure that out, hey, bro, I'm already halfway there. And it's funny too. I was watching the Lincoln Lawyer, and they said that LeBron James said this in the show, but I don't know if it's true. But they said you need to stop spending so much time at work so you can figure out who you are. Because at the end of the day, if you're spending all of your time at work, coming to and from work, and just sleeping and starting the day over, do you have enough time to really know who you are? Because I haven't had enough time to figure out who I am. The more time I've had away from work, away from things that are like responsibilities, I've started finding out who I am, the way I like to live life, even if it's something as stupid as like, let's say, getting up and going for a walk in the morning. That might be stupid to some folks, but to me, it makes me very happy seeing nature. It actually makes me enjoy life a little better. And right now, I'm trying to figure out how to bring the taste of life back because I've gone too far on the stoic side to the point where I'm like, feelings don't matter, your emotions do not matter. Bottle that shit down and keep pushing. But the results for that have gotten me here. And now that I'm not satisfied from being here anymore, I need to change to get further because I am in the position in life I wanted to be in 4 years ago. I have a good level of income. I have a steady everything essentially, but it's not enough. Something about it keeps itching at me, keeps itching and itching and itching. And that's another one of my weaknesses. I never feel like anything's enough. But is that a weakness? Time will tell. Now, let's go ahead and hop into this third set. We're going to do another set of 10. And then after that, let's go for the burnout, y'all. This is getting filthy. Let's keep it going. Katsuro. Ba-da-da-da. Woo, nice. But wait, y'all tell me in the comments. I can't be the only one that doesn't fucking like the new style Gen F AirPods. Like, I had the same old generation, the second generation pair of AirPods for like 2 years. They finally gave out on me, and I went to go buy a new one. But when I bought the new one, I didn't like the way it fucking sat in my ear. The shit's always falling out, and it's irritating when I keep it in my ear the whole day. Like, god damn. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take a breather off camera, and then I'll pull y'all back in for the fourth set. Let's keep it going, y'all. All right, y'all. Now swapping back to like the OG style of fucking recording, but with this one, I don't think I've ever actually got me doing this workout. But ooh, 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 shit, bro. Sorry, I was looking good in the camera. I had to, egg myself on. But yeah, I don't think I've ever recorded myself actually doing this particular workout because the secret, the fucking secret behind this workout is not to. I see a lot of people pull like that. Nah, gang. You gotta go ahead and kind of slant forward in a way. And then when you pick it up, hold it there and kind of let the weight take you. So like the eccentric movement should be your shoulders not moving at all. And then the weight just taking you. And once you get to your full exertion right here, I like to let myself get taken like that. Ooh. And with this one, you want to make sure you're really focusing the squeeze on your back. You don't really want to get too much on your shoulders and or anything on your fucking legs. If you're using your legs, you're bitch made, brother. Ooh. Spider-Man. Oof. Huh. The worst thing though is I was a little bit ill prepared when it came to recording today. I didn't charge my phone all the way or my camera. I mean, not camera. I have two phones. One I use for recording, one I use for music. I didn't charge neither one of them fuckers. So both of them are like on 6%. And then the microphone, I don't even know if it's recording right now. Yeah, damn. Ugh. Just took L after L's. Yeah. I just wanted to record that before my phone died so I could show y'all. Because in the past, I don't think I've ever recorded that. And honestly, even if you got to do a rush set, you really only need three back movements. You want to go ahead and make sure you're focusing on your lat pulls, your bent, your cable rows, and then your lower back. That's it. You hit those three in like 30 minutes, you can get to go. Solid workout, bro. All right, I'm gonna stop filming right now. I'm gonna check how much battery we have left, And then I'm just gonna yap to y'all for the rest of the session. Let's keep it going, y'all. Yeah, and so I got 6% left. We can do a little bit of talking now. Now, one thing that I've gone through learning in this stage in life has been honestly the David Goggins mentality got me to this physique, this level, this everything. Even with recording and going to the gym, in the beginning, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to record myself. So I just David Goggins it. Just in my head, I trained myself to say, if you don't do this, you're a bitch. And I refuse to be a bitch. So therefore, it has to get done. Now, the downside on that is it's taking the flavor out of life. And for any of y'all that want to go far, keep in mind that the Stoic philosophy actually says the reason you develop Stoicism is because the person heading to the same direction will get there farther if they're enjoying the journey instead of the person who just wants to get to the end of the path. And now, with that one, I've been the latter, the person that just wants to get to the destination, and it doesn't matter what I'll go through. In my head, I'm focused on the destination, but it makes me not be able to go as far as aggressive as anything. I just do it just to do it at that point. And that's why I've been trying to change my philosophy. Instead of being straight stoicism, straight David Goggins, a mixture of letting things come to you and not forcing interactions, not forcing relationships, and on the other aspect, forcing it when you need to. Because there is a time and place when you have to fucking do something. If you told yourself yesterday you made a promise that you were going to wake up at 6 a.m. and go to the gym, and you wake up at 5:45 and you don't feel like fucking going, get your ass up. Fucking David Goggins and shit. But with everything else in life, to go further, you actually have to put yourself in a way where you're enjoying the path. And honestly speaking, it's easier said than done. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna train myself to fucking like doing the hard shit. And to a degree, you can change your association to positive and negative stimuli, but that only gets you so far because you can't force it to happen. And yeah, like right now in my stage in life, I'm trying to figure out how I can start like attracting things to me that I want, attracting the things that I need in my life, not forcing interactions. If I legit don't want to talk to you, I'm not gonna be a fucking dick and just say fuck off. But I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm not interested in talking or something like that. Like even like with homeless people, let's say, or not necessarily homeless people, but like people that walk up to you and they try to sell you shit on the streets, instead of being like, like this has happened to me before walking out of Planet Fitness. Some guy was in the parking lot trying to sell internet, and I was like, dude, I have internet, but I don't want to be an asshole and be like, nah, leave me alone. So I was like, yeah, tell me a little more. Yeah, okay. I'm not interested. I'm not interested right now, but thank you. And then the motherfucker ended up signing me up anyways. I should have just said no and saved myself that headspace. And now this makes it a lot better because the best way I can explain it is instead of trying to force everything, you allow yourself the grace to do what you want in the moment with who you want to do them with. It gives life a lot more flavor because it makes it feel like you're living life on your terms instead of forcing it to be a different way just because everybody says it should be like that. You know what I mean? But anyways, enough yapping for a second. Let's go ahead and hit this next set of 10 and then let's bring y'all back in. Okay? Let's get it going, y'all. Oh, nope. Got out the weight. The concept of progressive overload. Actually, before we go into the set, now that I thought about it, the concept of progressive overload is a son of a bitch because it doesn't just apply into the gym. It applies to every aspect in life. You remember when you were 18 and you were having to finish high school, you were about to get into college, you were about to sign up on all these new things. You have to do FAFSA, you have to make sure your GPA is good, your what is it called? Your I forgot. I was about to say LSATs, but that's not for that. Anyways, the tests you take to get into school, you know, all of those things that are in your head and you have to do, you feel like in the moment, holy shit, this is so much. I don't know how anybody else deals with these problems. But then you get past that. You get out of school, you come into the real fucking world, and you're like, damn, this is what everybody has to go through in order to just fucking survive. You're telling me I'm spending damn near 4,000 a month in just necessities? I'm not buying Rolexes. I'm not buying nice cars, nice this, nice that. 4,000 in basic living expenses. Rent's 2,100. What the fuck, you know? And then you get to that level of stress and anxiety and pain, and you're like, how does anybody do this? And then you see the successful people. They might look like they're living a good life, but I can tell you from talking to them on one-to-one basis, they're fucking stressed out too. But that's why I say the concept of progressive overload is a son of a bitch, because Progressive overload is your entire fucking life. You feel like you can't take this level of stress, just wait another year, 2 years. It is bound to get worse. And that means if you don't get better, you're bound to get worse situations. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, even if you're choosing to be lazy, choosing not to do shit, life is still going to be hard. And it's all about making sure you take that with stride. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to be stressed. It's okay to be any of these things because at the end of the day, life is stressful and it doesn't get better, bro. The older you get, you're having to worry about life insurance. Like right now, I'm having to worry about healthcare, insurance, this, that, and then life insurance, estate insurance, fucking house insurance. It's like all these real life responsibilities start hitting you all at once at the same fucking time. And it's like, damn, I really do have to rise above everything because it feels like everything in this life is working against you, you know? So just keep that in mind. For those of you that say, I will do better when my situation gets better, bro, when your situation gets better, you're going to have more stress, but you're going to be in a different mentality, a different state of mind, more accepting of the stress rather than trying to force it to be a certain kind of way. And then through accepting and taking it with stride, your life does get better from that in and of itself, you know? Whew. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this next 10. Sorry, I got into a little ramble. Whoosh. All right, now lean forward. Oh, there go my keys and my AirPods. Oos. All right, y'all. But yeah, I ended up growing up in the early 2000s, and just like every fucking kid that grew up with me, my main thing that I wanted to be coming out of high school, fucking YouTuber. But I had that mentality when I was in middle school. Then when I got to high school, took all my classes, talked to teachers and all that, I ended up wanting to be a doctor, you know? And then I got into college. I got a full ride scholarship. I went, and I was like, damn, this is the path that's my dream. So you're telling me I'm giving up 10 to 15 years of my life, depending if I want to specialize. And then I'll be making good money, but I'm going to owe something like anywhere between $100 to $1 million. I'm going to owe that and need to pay that. And it's going to have to work at that point. Or else that's a gamble that just didn't fucking pay off. And I was like, so you mean to tell me I need to spend 10 to 15 years of my fucking life and then that much money just to be able to have the chance to make it, the opportunity to try to succeed? That's fucking dead, you know? But yeah, I'm sorry, but when I came out like that, I was like, holy shit. Now I don't know what I want to do. The good thing right now, it feels like everything's starting to fall in place when I start moving towards my path, like what I was put on this earth to do, and I start fucking living life, feeling good, having taste of life come back to me. And honestly, for me, right now, it's actually been to be a coach because I've been coaching like 10 people. I've coached 10 people so far, and I haven't charged them anything. I've just been giving them diets, plans, nutrition, the whole accountability, everything. And I've been doing it absolutely free. And I actually have fun working out with them because these people they weren't my friends in the beginning. Through working out, through training, through doing these things, we became closer. And that made it to where I was like, holy shit, this is kind of like work. So I'm enjoying it, but I'm not getting paid. And the fact that I'm not getting paid doesn't make me not want to do it. Even without getting paid, I still feel incentivized to help them. Whenever they come to me the next day being like, dude, it's been like 2 months since I've been working out with you and I lost 20 pounds. Holy shit, I feel a lot better with myself. That makes me happy. I'm like, damn. To me, it didn't feel like a big deal. All I'm doing is giving them the information that took me 10 years to learn. But I just be talking and yapping and, giving them the information like that. And they are so receptive and they make these changes in their life and then their life ends up getting better. And I'm like, holy shit, I had a I had a part to play in this, Like from me helping you, you have gotten better. And that hasn't helped me out because you didn't pay me shit, but it made me happy. It brought something inside of me that I don't get from work. I don't get from forcing life, I just do it because it feels good and it feels right. And that level of fucking happiness and things like that that come from it, it's literally unexplainable. I can't even fucking put it into words to say, like, my friend who was 250, she's now 200. She looks amazing coming down from 250. She's happier with herself. She's consistently breaking these barriers she thought she had in her head. And I'm just like, damn, that is fucking inspiring in a way to other people, you know? Like, part of the reason I started recording myself working out is because they wanted to see it on the days that we couldn't work out together. And I was like, okay, I'll do this for you. Not necessarily for myself, but I'll do this for you. And having that level of like accountability in a way where I'm doing it to help you and it's helping me in return, it's just been a full circle type thing where it's making me extraordinarily happy. But that's been the end of my yap session. Appreciate y'all coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, my phone's on like 1%, so I'm gonna cut the recording and I'll see you at the house. Peace.